Stormtroopers! On the double! Fire!
Hey guys, this is Geek Squad. This video is going to be about what is Star Wars canon, what was Star Wars canon, and what it should be.
As you all guys know, this is only our opinion. We hope you guys enjoy this video and get a new perspective of Star Wars.
First off, we're going to talk about Star Wars canon, what it was before Disney bought Lucasfilm and destroyed most of the expanded universe. There we have the 6 Star Wars movies, the prequel trilogy, and the original trilogy. Episode 1 is called The Phantom Menace. It has a 10-year time lapse in between Episode 2, Attack of the Clones, and after it there's a 3-year gap until The Revenge of the Sith. Then after it goes A New Hope, and it's 19 years after The Revenge of the Sith. After it goes The Empire Strikes Back. There's a few year gap, not really sure how much. And then the last of them is Return of the Jedi, which has about a year gap in between Empire. So yeah, that's about it on the Star Wars movies.
Alright, so next off we've got the Clone Wars TV series, which is based in between Episode 2 and 3. It's an animated TV show and one of our favorite Star Wars eras. It shows you what happened in the Clone Wars and explore characters that you only see a few times in the original trilogy and the prequel trilogy. And mostly, it explores the adventures of Obi-Wan, Anakin, Ahsoka, Captain Rex, and R2.
Next off, we got a few Star Wars games, and the first one is Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is based around 4,000 years before The Phantom Menace, aka Episode 1, where you explore new Jedi, new bounty hunters, and new worlds in the Star Wars galaxy, and it's one of the most iconic and best original stories next to the first 6 movies. Knights of the Old Republic also has a second game, which is called The Sith Lords. It's about a few decades after the first Knights of the Old Republic game, and it's a bit more darker, like Star Wars Episode 4 next to Empire Strikes Back, basically. And in this game, you explore new characters, and you get to meet old characters and relive some of the stories from the first game. All in all, it's awesome and you should play it.
Alright, so next off, we've got Star Wars The Old Republic game, which is based 300 years after Knights of the Old Republic, and around 3,700 years before Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace. It's an MMORPG game like World of Warcraft. You can make your own character, explore new worlds, which are never even mentioned before. You can either be on the Empire's or the Republic's side. There's a shit ton of classes, races, quests, much more. And besides, there's an awesome storyline for each class. By the way, we're playing the game too, so you can guys join us on the dark side.
Next one up is Star Wars Republic Commandos, which is based between Episode 2 and 3, where you play in an elite team of clone trooper commandos that go undercover and blow stuff up, go on Geonosis. So yeah, definitely play it, awesome game. Next off are the Star Wars The Force Unleashed 1 and 2 games, which are based about a year or two before Episode 4, A New Hope, where you play the secret apprentice Galen Merrick, or Starkiller as they call him in the game, who goes against Vader and assembles the Rebel Alliance. Explore new Force abilities, new places, and a new story.
Next off, we've got Star Wars Jedi Knight game series, where you mostly play as Kyle Katarn. The games are based after Episode 6 during the rise of the New Republic and the fight against the remnants of the Empire. It has one of the best lightsaber combat systems of all Star Wars games.
And there's also countless books and comic books that are based before and after the 6 movies. Some of them are talking about the Rakatan Empire that is before the Old Republic. There's some from the Old Republic, some of Darth Bane, the Rule of Two, Darth Plagueis, Darth Maul, in between the movies, after Episode 6, for instance, the Thrawn Trilogy, the Yuuzhan Vong stories, and much more.
When Disney bought Lucasfilm, the expanded universe was no longer canon. Just so you know guys, the expanded universe is everything except Episode 1 to 6 and the Clone Wars. the new line of canon that Disney is releasing is the following. Okay, so first off, we've got a new animated TV show, Star Wars Rebels, which is based 14 years after Revenge of the Sith and 5 years before A New Hope. It brings us new characters and old ones from the movies and especially the Clone Wars. Darth Maul. Shh.
You seek knowledge. Call me Old Master.
It shows you how the rebellion grew into a formidable foe against the Empire. And just so you know guys, it's made by the same team that made the Clone Wars, which immediately makes it awesome.
Well, next on the new canon list is the sequel trilogy, which is based off episodes 7, 8 and 9. Star Wars The Force Awakens came out a few months ago and is based on 30 years after episode 6, that is Return of the Jedi, and brings back original trilogy characters. Episode 8 will probably start where episode 7 ended, and there will probably be another 3 episodes after that, 10, 11 and 12, in the near future.
Next off, there's going to be a bunch of anthology movies, which stand for themselves. For now, we know for sure that Rogue One and the Han Solo movie is going to come out, and there might be an Obi-Wan movie. Rogue One is going to be based on stealing the Death Star plans, and it's basically on the doorstep of episode 4. We've also got the Battlefront game, the new one made by EA, and it's based on the original trilogy, but we're hoping for the Clone Wars, so right now you can only play as the Rebels or the Empire, but as I said, we're hoping for the best.
Now we're gonna get on with the new canon comic books and books. So the first one off is Son of Dathomir. It's about Darth Maul and what happened to him in the Clone Wars after Sidious destroyed him, kinda. After that comes Dark Disciple. It's about Ventress and Quinlan Vos, and it's also in the Clone Wars. Then the next one is the Canon. It's what happened to him in Order 66 when he was still a Padawan. It's a book also. The next one is Orders of the Sith. It's about Vader and Palpatine being stranded on Ryloth and fighting to, get away. After that comes Tarkin, about how Tarkin got his role in Episode 4. Then there's Star Wars A New Dawn, also a book. Then there's Heir to the Jedi, also a book. Then there's a few comic books like Princess Leia, Lando, Darth Vader. They're about them, of course. And then after that comes Star Wars Aftermath. It's based after Return of the Jedi, what happened, the war raged on and stuff like that. And there's The Shadowed Empire. It's also after Episode 6.
Okay, now the most important part of this video, what Star Wars canon should be. Just to remind you guys, this is only our opinion.
Okay guys, so we believe that Star Wars canon should be what you guys want it to be. For instance,
Well, for example, you've got the Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic game. I mean, if you like the story and all, why not? Why shouldn't it be canon? Just because Disney said so, doesn't mean you have to, accept that.
yep, that stands for all Star Wars. Like, they destroyed most of the expanded universe, and we love that. We like the books, we like all the stories. And now, to Disney, it's not canon anymore, but it is for us. And we didn't like Star Wars The Force Awakens, for example.
Yeah, the movie basically sucked because...
Yeah, we have our reasons, we'll do a video on that soon. And yeah, we just don't consider it canon. For us, Star Wars Episode 6 is the ending.
Yeah, it ended with a happy end, the galaxy celebrated and all. The Empire was defeated. There's no point in making another movie, but they still made it for the money, so...
Yeah, that's all there is, probably. The money. I mean, it was a complete copy on Star Wars Episode 4. And we're gonna show you at the end of the video what that celebration at Episode 6 looks like, because this is what we consider canon in Star Wars. I mean, that's not all. We just want to talk about a few minutes about what we consider to be canon for ourselves. Like the Old Republic, Knights of the Old Republic, all the games. Basically, everything that happens before Episode 6, Return of the Jedi. Because we think Episode 6 should be
The ending.
The happy ending, yep. Because all that celebration and stuff.
Yeah, it was for nothing, basically. They just threw her down in the water with episode 7, so...
Yeah, like, they celebrated, and then the war continued for like 30 years. Like, where's the logic there? Where's the happy ending?
Why the hell did they celebrate?
So basically, like, they pissed on George Lucas's story. That's how I feel about it, so... Yeah. Anyways, guys, you should tell us what your Star Wars story is, what you consider to be canon. We really want to hear it. You heard what it is for us, like episodes 1 to 6.
Yeah, the Old Republic, and all the way to the 6th part, you know, just...
The Clone Wars, Rebels.
Yeah, all the games.
All the games,
as
of
we
course.
said before.
Knights of the Old Republic, Star Wars The Force Unleashed. All the books in between the movies.
It's basically just, you should enjoy your Star Wars the way you like it, so...
Yeah.
Well, anyway, this should be it for the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please leave a like out there, comment, subscribe. We would really like to hear your story. So yeah.
And remember, guys, God is awesome, and He loves you, and so do we. Thank you for all the support. May the Force be with you.
And Geek Squad out.
This party's over.